Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Ripple could delegate X border to a subsidiary after IPO, making XRP autonomous. Okay, interesting, very interesting. So this has obviously stirred some debate within the community, and look, before we even get too much into this, if they delegate it to a subsidiary, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're ditching XRP. Obviously, they're kind of moving away from XRP to a certain degree, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to still use XRP and it's not still going to be a part of their business. Subsidiaries are still part of the company, so they're just other companies under the same umbrella. So you've got a kind of, if you just think of it kind of like a pyramid chart, so you'd have Ripple and then you'd have companies underneath it. So I'll give you a real brief example so you get what I mean here. Let's just say you've got a company called Amazing Holdings, right? So then you have Amazing Music, you have Amazing Food, you have Amazing Cars, right? You have all these different things, but they're all under the Amazing company, right? So Amazing is the main company, but then the food that they do, the music that they do, the cars that they do, all of this is all connected to the one company, but it's just different branches of that same company. So it wouldn't necessarily mean that they're just ditching XRP altogether. It would mean that they're delegating it to another one of their companies, one of their subsidiaries, who would then deal with XRP. Now, I'll be honest with you, the guy who's talking about this, because this is another point I just want to make before we even get into this isn't confirmed, right? This is a guy speculating on possibilities. But he makes a plausible argument, he does. So that's why I thought I'd address this and do the video on it. And look, I guess there's people who've seen this and you might be a bit concerned. This isn't a negative, like it's not like a thing of, hey, this just means that they're no longer going to utilize XRP or anything like that. It sounds negative the way you hear it, but in actual full context, it's not, because as I say, it's still going to be utilized by companies within the Ripple umbrella. And it's just going to actually make life a bit easier for them to continue to do work in terms of like ODL and that kind of stuff, within the sense of actually being able to do business a bit easier, right? Making life a bit easier for them in that kind of sense, from like the legality perspective and that kind of thing. So this really isn't as scary as it sounds. So we'll get into the article and then we can discuss this further. Amid projections that Ripple may be gearing up for an initial public offering, in brackets IPO, XRP influencer Wrath of Carmen, in brackets WOK, speculates on the firm's potential restructuring and the fate of XRP in such a context. Hypothetically, WOK posits in a recent tweet that Ripple could transition its cross-border payment operations to one or more subsidiary companies should the payment firm decide to go public. According to WOK, the strategic move would serve to streamline payment licensing. Notably, his sentiment stems from the belief that Ripple could easily expand into new markets with partner firms, simplifying regulatory approvals. Ripple brand detaching from XRP. Moreover, WOK theorized that Ripple moving cross-border payments to subsidiaries post-IPO would simultaneously create a degree of separation between its brand and XRP. Furthermore, the prominent influencer contended that the shift would represent a notable departure from Ripple's historical positioning as a payments company. In WOK's view, such a transformation may pave the way for XRP to function as an autonomous entity, focusing exclusively on developing its payment services. Additionally, WOK raised the prospect of locating the subsidiary company outside of the United States. He believes such an initiative potentially takes advantage of tax benefits that result from an international registration. In parallel, he mentioned that the Ripple subsidiaries would have the capacity to acquire smaller remittance companies independently without requiring Ripple shareholders' approval. Community reacts. Expectedly, WOK's post has generated substantial interest within the XRP community. They ponder the potential implications of such a hypothetical scenario for Ripple and XRP. Yassine Mobarak, founder of Dizer Capital, expressed agreement with WOK's view. On the other hand, An XRP enthusiast suggested that XRP could be renamed to disassociate from Ripple. WOK expressed skepticism at such happening, noting it, quote, would be structurally hairy, unquote. Besides, WOK speculated whether Ripple X will continue to operate under the umbrella of the company's headquarters or become integrated within the framework of a payment subsidiary. It is worth mentioning that these views remain speculative as they may not represent Ripple and XRP's true future trajectory. Okay, cool. So, as I said, guys, as you can hear from here, it's not as bad as it sounds. I know you just hear like, Ripple kind of detaching themselves from XRP. Why would they want to do that? It's, it does sound on the surface very scary, but it's not. It's really them trying to make life easier for themselves from a legality point of view. It's also making it so, as they were saying, XRP can maybe just be focused on cross-border payments at that point, and Ripple wanting to expand their business, because it does seem to me, when you look at the things that Ripple are doing, like they've brought out the AMM, right? And the businesses that they've been acquiring, like there's going to acquire Fortress. Is it Fortress IPO or something like that? But let's just go with Fortress. And you can see from that kind of stuff, like it does seem to me like they want to be bigger than just payments, right? It doesn't seem to me like they're looking to just stop and just be focused as a cross-border payment company. It feels like the moves that they're making is that they want to just be a complete powerhouse within crypto. In my opinion, it seems like they want to be able to do like many things within crypto. So when I think about that and then wanting to kind of go down these kind of avenues and expand their business, I do understand it. I do. And again, it's not like they're just going to completely let go of XRP and like that's it now, like they're just no longer working or utilizing XRP. It doesn't mean that. Right? So I don't look at it as that serious, because I know that's not the case. So while some people might get scared because they're hearing, oh, they're disassociating from it, like why are they trying to like run away from XRP? That's not necessarily what it's about, like it is just like a branding thing, and it is more just what they want to and it is really just like what they want to accomplish in the future and that kind of thing, and the way they want to represent themselves, present themselves to other companies and stuff like that. So it is understandable. It is. So will they do this? Again, it is speculation. So there's no actual guarantees here whatsoever. So this really may not even happen at all. But it's a plausible idea. It is a plausible idea, because even in terms of how they've said about for tax purposes, right? Like if they gave it to a subsidiary who was going to be headquartered somewhere else, well then from a tax perspective, that's going to be a lot more beneficial for them, right? Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of these reasons as to why they're doing this, it's really not about them having like, being done with XRP or anything like that. A lot of it is just like, okay, we can save money here. We might have a lot more legal certainties if we do this and that kind of thing. It's going to be a lot easier for us. There's not going to be as much chance for like legal recourse and that kind of thing. So a lot of this is really just, the obvious reasons as to why you would maybe want to restructure the way you do things, especially when you're doing an IPO. So nothing here to me of any concern. Don't worry, this doesn't necessarily mean that, XRP is on its own and Ripple are leaving the network. They're no longer going to develop on the XRP ledger. No, it doesn't mean anything like that. And again, it is all speculation, so there's no actual guarantees here, but very possible nonetheless. So what do you guys think about this? Ripple potentially delegating XRP to a subsidiary and XRP becoming autonomous. Do you think this is something that's going to happen? If so, how long do you think it may take to happen? Does this worry you? Do you think this may affect XRP and its price? Or do you not think that this is very likely, and do you think that Ripple will continue to stick to their brand of cross-border payments with XRP? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.